Um, my husband died in 2001, and he had always been the Bible teacher, and I'd been the support person. And I wondered what God would have for me. And as it turned out, I was in the first centurion class. And since then, I've been going strong. As some of the others have said, I've taken all of TM on Tuesdays with TM classes until I started year 2, and I thought I can't do 2 of these at the same time. So I'm getting back into it now for this fall and next year. And I highly recommend all of those. Once you've finished your program, to continue that study is just a real blessing. That's for me. But then I can give it out in lots of different ways. And in different things that I've done, they're just kind of unusual from other people's. When they came out with the Wilberforce information, I got the video that was educational about William Wilberforce, and I wanted to bring Amazing Grace to our theater in Midland. And there was another woman in Midland who also was interested in doing that. And since we're a small town of 40,000, it wasn't probably going to come unless we really impressed upon the theater that they wanted it. And so we really worked with the theater people, and they finally decided that they would show it. Because of our contact there, one of the teachers in a neighboring town called the theater about it, and our names were given out, and I'm a retired teacher, and so I was able to go to a neighboring school and talk to all the 8th grade students who were studying American history and tell them about William Wilberforce and his influence in England as well as in America. And after the presentation all day, they took a field trip to the theater to see the movie Amazing Grace. And I just thought that was just a real interesting thing. Well, the surprise to me was to go to church on Sunday and have the teacher from the neighboring town come into our church. And I thought, what are you doing here? I mean, I didn't say, come to my church when I went to school. And she was a friend of another person. Their boys played soccer together, and that she had been invited. And that was just a real exciting way to see how things are connected. And we've worked to get other Christian movies, at least moral movies, to come to our theater. When something comes up, we've had that. And they've been well received, and the theater appreciates our emphasis, but we're always going around the different churches and encouraging people to come and support that kind of movie. I went to Nancy Fitzgerald's training for Anchors Away, and I highly recommend that program, not just for teenagers, but I've been able to use that in lots of adult education. If you need a mini lesson or a mini worldview lesson, Anchors Away is well written, and it's very clear, and the stories that go with it are life-changing, and I really have appreciated that, and the people that I've taught have also appreciated it. I've been using the Truth Project. Jackie here, my mentee, got me really involved with it, and I said, okay, I'll do it. And I went through it a couple summers ago myself with a neighborhood group, somebody leading me, and then I was able to purchase it. And that has been well received in my church, and I'm going to start a neighborhood study on next Friday with another group of women that I really don't know well, but they've invited me to do it with them, and I thought, I'll do it. I think it's great. I was able to drive my representative for 2 years. He's no longer in office. He was term limited, and he'll be running for the Senate, and so I'll have another opportunity. It's an hour and a half each way, and we get to talk. He's a Christian man and knows some of the people I know, and so I've been able to input worldview thinking. And then to see it extended, because he invites his fellow representatives and senators to different programs, and I've been able to go with him and have input into that, and that's been great. I'm a political animal, and I think being able to go to things like the Focus on the Family, Family Research Council, Washington Briefing, Values Voters Conference, I've enjoyed that for several years now, and I'm encouraging other people to be politically active. That's influencing our culture for Christ. If we don't do it, we are going to have terrible situations. And prayer is good. Action is also good. And I encourage my people in my realm to do that. I've been able to mentor some women, especially, and influence them in different churches in my community, and to see their input into other people. And that's really been a blessing for me to do that. And I've been able to hear Os Guinness speak in Flint and use his book, The Call, and teach that, and then use Dallas Willard's book, Renovation of the Heart. Those two books, I think, are really very good and instrumental of life-changing transformation in people's lives. I just really have enjoyed the Centurion program, and getting to know all of you, and the impact that it's had on my life is just incredible. But just one side note, I grew up in a Wesleyan Arminian tradition until 1993, and then I ended up in a Reformed church, which was a shock. If I had
That's
not
progress. Not a shock.
It's been a shock to my system, but if I hadn't had that, I wouldn't understand the Centurion program. I mean, seriously, I was hoping Jim Walter would come from Illinois, because we went through it together, and we had many good conversations of how do you handle this information from our perspective. But we've come a long way. I've come a long way.